Not every day we get a chance to see a royal wedding, but when you see one, you can be sure it will be the most luxurious event ever. The money the royalties will spend on a ceremony could feed a village. For most of them, it is all about luxury. This year alone, we have already seen 2 royal weddings, and the most recent wedding is that of Crown Prince Hussein of Jordan. This wedding was one of the most beautiful and extravagant events in the history of Jordan. But what is it about this wedding that is just so appealing? Let's get it on. This wedding was unlike any other one, and it was a first for Jordan. For the first time in about 30 years, a future king of Jordan's royal Hashemite court held a very lavish wedding ceremony. The Crown Prince Hussein of Jordan decided to tie the knot in a very extravagant ceremony held on June 1st. This was after they announced their engagement in August 2022. The Jordanian royal family, known as the Hashemites, has been the rulers of Jordan since 1921. They started as emirs of the Emirate of Transjordan under a British protectorate before becoming kings later after the country gained independence from Britain in 1946. The last time a member of the Hashemite family had such an extravagant wedding was in 1993 when Abdullah II was still a prince. He married Rania Al Yassin, born in Kuwait, to Palestinian parents. The ruling couple has other children: Princess Iman, who is 26-year-old and married to Jamil Alexander Thermiadis, a Venezuelan venture capitalist of Greek descent. Their wedding was relatively small, held in March. The other children are Princess Salma, who is 22 years old, and Prince Hashem, who is 18 years old. These royal festivities started a week before the wedding with a henna party. This party was hosted by Queen Rania for her future daughter-in-law. Hundreds of women of the Madarib Bani Hashem were in attendance, all of whom delivered a glowing welcome speech. This was not the average party that we see or hear about. There were all sorts of luxuries and some exquisite decor, given that it was from the royal family. On this day, Queen Rania delivered the most heartfelt speech about her future daughter-in-law, saying, "I'll never forget how happy His Majesty and I were when Al-Hussein told us he wanted to marry Rajwa. She is the perfect answer to all my prayers for him. May you always be each other's source of happiness and support." As she gave the speech, she also said that she believed that her father-in-law, King Hussein, who was king at 16 in 1952 and reigned until he died in 1999, would be very proud of how she raised his grandson. Such words from the groom's mother meant a lot, and Rajwa was beyond happy during this party. After this heartfelt henna party, it was time for the wedding. And this is a wedding that would leave many speechless. From the decorations to how the event unfolded, I mean, it was all quite large. And wait till you hear about some of the guests who attended the wedding. But before we can unfold the events of this special day for the royal family, let's briefly look at the life of Crown Prince Hussein. The 28-year-old Crown Prince has had quite the life. For a person who is 28 years old, you can see that Crown Prince Hussein is determined to make the most of life. He is a Jordan Armed Forces Arab Army captain, where he once served his country as a soldier. Moreover, he's also a graduate of the Royal Military Academy in Sandhurst, England, and Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. Now, when it comes to our lovely Rajwa Al Saf, she is an outstanding woman. She is a Saudi Arabian national and the youngest daughter of Saudi businessman Khalid bin Musayyid bin Saf. Her 3 older siblings are Faisal, Nayef, and Dana. She has become an architect to make a living for herself. Rajwa Al Saf went to Syracuse University in New York and the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising in Los Angeles to pursue her studies. After graduating, she worked at an architectural firm in Los Angeles before returning to Riyadh, the Saudi capital. Rajwa later met Hussein and became friends, and according to their love story, Hussein met Rajwa through his friend while in school. Then they became very close friends and later became more than friends. Eventually, they became engaged in August at her family home through a traditional ceremony. Since they became engaged, the soon-to-be princess undertook several royal engagements, and among these engagements was a prominent role in Princess Iman's wedding. After Princess Iman's wedding, it wasn't long before hers came, and when it finally arrived, they outdid themselves. Prince Hussein and Rajwa had the most spectacular wedding in the history of royal weddings. On the day Rajwa was celebrating her henna party, thousands of young Jordanians attended a free tribute concert titled "We Rejoice in Hussein," which was held at the Amman International Stadium. The young concert-goers enjoyed performances from some prominent Arab musicians such as Thamer Hosni, Ahmed Saad, Raghib Alama, Zain Awad, and Diana Karazan. It was even said that all the artists volunteered their services princesses as a gift to Jordanian citizens. The wedding day was even marked with its calligraphy logo, which had the words "We rejoice" in Arabic. The prince's mother was not the only one with another party outside the main wedding. On the night before the wedding, on May 31st, more than 4,000 male guests joined the royal court for a dinner party that showcased the culture of Jordan's Hashemite Arab rulers. The event was held at Ragadan, the oldest royal palace, and it was attended by some high-ranking officials, business and military figures, and representatives from across Jordanian society. After that was the Islamic marriage ceremony, which was held at the Zahran Palace in Amman. It started at 4 p.m. local time and was one of the most beautiful weddings ever. It was also a very short but sweet ceremony as they went straight to the point. The couple signed marriage contracts with their fathers as their witnesses. The whole ceremony was overseen by Sheikh Ahmed Al-Khalela, who led the service. After signing the wedding contracts, the couple read the Fatiha verse from the Quran before exchanging rings. And don't get me started on the rings. The bride had one of the most beautiful rings ever seen, which cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let's put the ceremony aside for now and talk about the couple's attire. The bride looked spectacular on that day as she rocked a silver tiara and a white asymmetrical wedding gown and veil. Eli Saab designed these, and it took the hands of more than 20 workers to make them as spectacular as they were. She was escorted through the venue by Hussein's younger brother, Hashem. On the other hand, the groom wore black, white, and red military regalia complete with gold embellishments. This was to signify his role as a captain in the armed forces. The queen wore a full-length black dress with a gold choker and cuff detailing Christian Dior's Fall 2022 showcase. Everyone in this event was dressed to kill, and they were all looking amazing. After the wedding ceremony, all guests would head to the Al Husseiniya Palace to enjoy a feast and the reception. The palace was 10 kilometers from where the wedding ceremony was held, and to get there, the couple had a royal procession. This was according to the country's Hashemite traditions, which date back to 1946. There were images of the prince and the newlywed couple along the convoy route as people stood on the roadside to celebrate with the couple. The procession was led by 71 members of the Royal Guard, most of whom wore red scarves. They were leading a convoy of 20 red Land Rovers and motorcycles. And for those who wanted to watch the procession in person, free public transportation was offered. Moreover, the day was declared a public holiday. There were all sorts of guests at this event, including several royals who traveled to Jordan that day. Among them were Malaysia's King Sultan Abdullah, King Juan Carlos, and Queen Sofia of Spain, among others. Even the First Lady of the United States, Jill Biden, was in attendance that day. The event was full of royalties from all over the world, and it was a very remarkable wedding. Now that was a royal wedding. Anyway, did the wedding stand out? And if yes, how? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more of our luxurious content. And why not click on another video showing now? This is The Luxurious. Talk to you in the next video.